Question: should we continue to stay in Clementi Hdb or should we upgrade to a Clementi new launch? Let us use research base to find out this question. Extracting from the HDB data for all HDB price performance ranging from 2004 to January 2025. After MOP, the 15-year return 93%, 10-year return for the HDB 42%, and a 5-year return 51%. Something notable is currently HDB is at record peak price. Looking at Clementi, since we are analyzing Alta, which located Clementi, we use this data to form insight. After 5-year MOP, the Clementi HDB 15-year return 94%, 10-year return 44%, and the 5-year return 47%. And it is consistent with the all HDB data that we've seen earlier. Currently, Clementi HDB is at a record peak price as well. So looking at some of the latest transactions, you can see Clementi transacted at 1 million. Yes, you didn't see it wrongly. It's 1.4 million and the contract date was 18 December 2024. And the green color boxes showed a series of many Clementi HDB flat already achieving above 1 million. As you can see from the circle, inside, HDB price currently is at record peak. Hence, it is a good time to exit to unlock healthy return and profit now to enter and upgrade to private. We want to explore further if HDB owner were to continue to stay in HDB after MOP, a 15-year return to continue to stay in HDB yield 92%. Whereas, if you were to upgrade to private, you yield 125%. That is for a 15-year long-term horizon. For 10-year horizon, upgrading to private, 64% return. And continue to stay in HDB, yield a 42% return. We also analyze 3 years. Why 3 years? Because some of the owners may want to upgrade to private, and then upon TOP, they will want to exit. Hence, we use a 3-year to see whether the result is consistent. And I realized that for a 3-year holding period, upgrading to private from HDB yields 8% and continue to stay in HDB yield a 3-year return of 7%. Based on the big data analytic earlier on, you realize be it a 15-year return, 10-year return, or a 3-year return, all yield the consistent result of upgrading to private yields a higher return. Now we are going to go deep dive into case study. Should we continue to stay in Clementi HDB or should we upgrade to a new launch, the Clement Canopy, back in 2017? What do you think? If given an option, would you want to continue to stay in HDB or would you want to upgrade to a new launch, the Clement Canopy? Looking at this big data analytic from the URA as well as the government agencies, blue color line represents the HDB for Clementi price trend analysis. So in 2017, this is the circle and this is the black box. So question, should you continue to stay in HDB? Let's take a look. To continue to stay in HDB after your Clementi HDB MOP, you realize you yield a return 720K less 512K if you continue to stay in Clementi HDB. The gross return to continue to stay in Clementi HDB, you yield a 208K gross profit. As you can see from here, the 208K gross profit. How about if another owner were to exit Clement Clementi Hdb and upgrade to the Clement Canopy new launch, what would happen? Let's take a look. Using the same black box, if this particular owner were to upgrade to Clement Canopy new launch back in 2017, what would the black box result in? Removing the black box, you realize this option from wealth creation perspective, it created a 506k, more than $500,000 gross profit for this owner. Putting it together, the insights of the comparison analysis to continue to stay in HDB after MOP in Clementi, it will derive a 208k average gross profit. If you were to exit HDB now at record price, and using the case study back then, you realize generally exiting HDB and entering the Clement Canopy new launch derive a much higher gross profit. In fact, it's 2.4 times more than staying the HDB option. Hence, in conclusion, from the wealth creation perspective, exiting HDB and enter into a new launch with a long-term perspective created more wealth. And this answers the very question that we first asked ourselves, should we continue to stay in HDB or should we exit and upgrade? And if the principal consideration is wealth creation, data suggested exiting it and upgrading to a new launch private yields a higher gross profit. And I hope today's session is useful and see you in the next Alta session. Bye.